BBL Trizette.
Nice, good timing. That's our intro song. What's up? Welcome everyone. How you guys doing? I think we're on
Good.
episode 17. Every week is like I like saying that intro because it just reminds me like, damn, 17 episodes in. Welcome to Cut the Mic podcast. As always, myself, Braulio, Eddie Gio.
Was good.
Yeah.
Oh,
And brought to you by TTS. I messed up the intro there, guys. My fault. Cut the Mic
It's fine.
podcast brought to you by TTS. True to self. Yeah. Chat's going off already. Just want to say I'm gonna bring my Rubik's Cube next week. Solve it for you guys. I know we have some people practicing here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. How's everything going, guys?
go for it.
Nah, there's been good weather in Boston lately, so the summer's almost here. It's Friday. The weekend's over, so
Long weekend too.
so yeah, it's always good for me. But
What about you,
Yeah.
Eddie?
For me, it's bipolar weather.
Mm.
One day it's sunny, the next it's like a downpour or like rain. Life in Oregon, but excited for the long weekend. Going to go on a hike.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah, but before we get too much into it, I guess I'll plug our socials too. By the way, go give us a follow. Instagram's down there. As always, YouTube channel. We post these videos that we go live on after on our YouTube channel. Cut the Mic podcast. Instagram cut_the_mic, and then our TikTok page True to Self. So go check those out. But yeah, to what Gio was saying, good weather in Boston. I like it. It's always like you always get worried because you think it's like a tease because then it's like usually we have the bipolar weather, but it's been pretty
True.
consistent this week, and I think next week is looking about the same. So yeah, it's starting to feel a lot like summer out here, and honestly, that's the best time in Boston in my opinion. But yeah,
Yeah, the
enjoy-
Celtics are winning, so wow. What are we?
true.
Yeah.
Glad you mentioned that. Got my C's jersey.
Yeah.
I actually wore this because it is Mr. Irving's himself, one of my favorite all-time players. His career in Boston was short-lived, but I thought I'd wear it since the Celtics are winning and the Mavs are also playing off the back of Kyrie's performances. So thought I'd rep the jersey this week.
There we go.
I respect it. Good jersey.
Yeah, shout out my Mavs. They're doing a lot better than I thought. And Celtics, obviously. We to the finals. That's all I'm going to say. We to the finals. Pretty confident with that.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, I need to wear my PG jersey, even
Mm.
though it's Indiana.
You got a Pacers? I was going to say you got a Pacers one? Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
It's all right. It's all right. They're going to lose.
More for the
they-
Celtics though.
yeah, they're not gonna win. I'm sorry, but
Yeah. Shout out Paul George.
I was just looking at them play, and they just like Paul George would fit so well on the Pacers team. Like, it's so crazy. People are
Mhm.
saying he should go to the Sixers, but if he goes to the Pacers and they can keep Pascal and everyone else, like
Mhm.
it's looking
gotta
scary.
retire there.
Yeah, I think like that's what they're missing because as good as Aaron Nesmith is, he should not be. He's not a starter on a championship winning team.
I was going to say, they're all young, too, to be fair.
That's
So,
Aaron Nesmith. Like, give him another year. I think he could develop. Like, I think he should be. You can't have, I don't know, 3 young players that are not, stars. At least like, Hallie's a star, but
Gotta have that dog in you.
Yeah,
don't have
I don't
that.
know how- Not it. And then Nembhard, he's pretty good though. I respect him. He's a shooter. I think he'll be good.
yeah.
Like, give him all the minutes. It's just put PG and then have Nesmith come off the bench, and they're a scary team.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know how longer that Clippers teams last, but we'll see what happens. So we'll get to that in the offseason down the road
Mhm.
probably.
There we go.
But yeah, I mean, we kind of started talking about it already. I don't know anything anything exciting other than the weather happened to you guys this week.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Chill.
Nothing I could. I feel like this week's been pretty boring, but in a good way, just peaceful. Nothing bad, but nothing good. So.
Yeah. What about you, Edmund? Anything to share?
Nothing to share. Just been busy with work. Doing a lot of good stuff, and I'm building the foundation brick by brick.
That's what you gotta do.
It's it's looking up. 2-3 months from now, it'll be great.
It's good to
There
hear.
we go.
Yeah, same old, same. Another week in the books, like you said. Just keep on chugging. I don't know. Didn't get favorable news this. I told you guys about it. Didn't get favorable news this week, but that's all right. Just took it on the shoulder. Keep on moving. Like, there's not much I can say on it. It is what it is.
We move.
We move. Exactly. But yeah, just really happy the weather's actually a lot nicer outside. It like crazy how much your environment can affect you, especially on a day to day. So seeing the sun out, having nice weather, it's good. It's good. But yeah, I mean, we already again circle back. We talked about the NBA a bit, but there was a few other things that happened this week that we were talking about. Where do you guys want to start? You want to start with the video, or do you want to start with the I already forgot what else we were just saying right now. Let's start with the P Diddy video. You can start with
that. That's fine. Yeah, for those that don't know, somebody leaked a video of P Diddy beating on Cassie at a hotel, like lobby, not a lobby, but like hallways, hallways. So, I feel like Diddy before this was trying to like say he hadn't, he would never do anything like that. But now that that video came out, he kind of like just has to own up to it, and he put out an apology video. And yeah, I don't know. His tower's crumbling down. That's all I'll say.
I just saw this video. Obviously, you guys let me know, and I mean, I guess it's validating, I guess, for those who were holding out hope and thinking maybe Diddy wasn't guilty. I mean, this already shed some light on what happened. Video's pretty, I guess, graphic, pretty sad to see. But yeah, no, I mean, it's time that I think things take a turn and Diddy gets punished for his actions. There's much more than just the video, obviously, but yeah, last I heard about the Diddy case was just like, I guess a few of his friends were getting caught up and building up the case, the trial, all that. So once this all starts to actually get going, it'll be interesting to see, and we'll talk about it again. We'll revisit it. And I also heard that he's still just chilling though in Miami. Like he's not.
Yeah.
Like he's pretty much just free to do what he wants. So I'm like, how does that work? But
he's gonna be living it up until it's over. So
I guess, yeah. Edmund, anything to share on the video or any recent news?
Yeah. No. Appreciate you, Joy, for listening in the car. Real one, and I think, yeah, lock him up, bro. Put him away. It's about that time, and I feel as if, I don't know, realistically, like I feel like he's still too free, or like he got, I don't know. It's just like he's too big to go to jail, unfortunately. I think he's losing a lot of deals, and he's gonna lose like a lot of money and stuff, but I don't think it'll be anything crazier. Maybe
like
I hope
his
I'm wrong.
freedom.
Yeah, like just having all this information, having they clearly have stuff, but he's still walking around and like playing shit sweet.
Yeah.
His son Christian Combs over here dropped a diss track saying how they don't even have all the right stuff because they hid some of the evidence or whatever. So they're just moving stupid. Like they're moving like they can't get touched. And
It's not gonna happen.
Sad reality, So
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just gonna make the inevitable even worse for them. Like, if you want to act like nothing's happening or nothing happened, once shit hits the fan, like more like time, jail, whatever, it's just gonna make the downfall even worse. So I agree. It's just sad. Sad to see.
And what's
Shout
good,
out
people?
to
This is joining in.
Kiwi, Aaron's,
Yeah.
Mr. God's Nut, Jose. Appreciate y'all.
We got
Hello.
We got the chat popping right now, which is nice. So, um, it came back to me, the other thing you guys mentioned. So what was it, BBL Drizzy? That was the other thing we were talking about, right? So
Yeah, 'cause,
Sexy Red's album
Yeah.
dropped, and Drake
Which I
had
didn't
a
listen to
feature.
yet, but
I listened to the song. Yeah, but
I haven't
Sexy
listened.
Red's a star, bro. I feel like you would love her. You know, I feel like she's the type of.
That's what I said, bro. I've been literally. I posted on Instagram.
Like-
I said I need me a Sexy Red back when she was just ratchet. Blah, blah, blah. Literally, Roman told me to delete the post. He said, "Delete this, brother." Like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, "Nah, chill out."
Wait,
I seen
why did he tell you to delete it?
because she's like ratchet and like people say she smell all this. Like when she first dropped, like you know what I mean, like. Cause she's like, you know, coochie brown, coochie pink, coochie brown, stuff, you know what I mean?
Like,
so it's just she didn't have a good rap coming in, but I seen her personality be
Gio saw the vision, bro.
Yeah, she seemed like a real down to earth girl. So
we already know what direction Gio's gonna go for his future wife, bro. It's either gonna be
he's gonna have a real one. What you mean?
A real one, exactly.
But
I haven't listened. I haven't listened to it though.
The chess move of Drake doing the song or whatever, or like using the beat. I don't know. I feel like the beef's over now, so bringing it up is kind of like
irrelevant. Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like there's nothing he could do because it's just when the album dropped, you know. So it's like the labels had to clear it. Like he probably did that verse way before, you know what I mean? So it's like kind of not his fault, but on the timing kind of thing.
What do you mean, like the BBL Drizzy? Like,
no, I'm saying like he probably wanted to drop that like a week ago or something. You know what I mean? If he could or something like a song.
No, I think it was just like.
You don't feel like the song's kind of late? Like,
I don't think he did it as like a response. Like it has to be. But
I know, but it's just like it's part of the this universe. So
I feel like the beef is over and we're just like going into like the, you know, or maybe the beef isn't over and like now.
Well, yeah, I think it's over.
But like now it's just like he's just trying to do damage control and get out of it. Like, oh yeah, all this was a joke to me, you know, like it's nothing serious, you know. So it's like, yeah, I don't know.
That's fair.
I also think Drake being who he is, the maniacal man genius he is, it's like he knows it's just gonna bring more attention to the album, more listeners, more potential listeners.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I don't disagree with you, Gio. It could easily been like this was planned in the past, and he just was like, you know what, throw it on the album. We'll wait on it, whatever. Because I agree, like the beef is over, for now at least.
No, she was always gonna get a feature, you know, just because of like the whole tour.
Yeah, she was gonna get a Drake
like
feature.
Adding the Metro's BBL Drizzy, like that part was definitely like, yeah, just I don't know, like that had to be recent, you know. Like I don't think that was ever a part of the plan, but it's just I don't know, another chess move, I guess.
Yeah, like I said, it's just Drake doing Drake things. Like I don't know, but
yeah.
Shout out Sexy, gotta listen to it. I'm actually a fan too, so I mean I'm not gonna say I heard about her I think beginning of last summer. I wanna say was when I first heard about her.
She's a star.
Yeah.
She got a lot of bangers right now.
Yeah, and it was just like I listened to a few of her songs and I was just like, this shit just makes you wanna turn up, like I don't know, have a good time.
Yeah.
So
And she just posted those pictures with Lana Del Rey. All the girls.
Oh really?
Really?
Wow.
You haven't seen that video of like my two personalities and it's like Sexy Red twerking and then Lana Del Rey. It's like mad recent. Nah, okay.
Nah,
I didn't see it.
But nah, she's like, yeah, she's up there.
She got the game figured out, bro. Like she can't. Like I think she's gonna be the next Cardi B or something. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
that's fair.
Yeah.
I can see that. But in terms of the beef, I'm surprised Kendrick didn't do a music video to Not Like Us, like got a whole Cali or something like that. And now I'm thinking about it in terms of like what they could have did further for the beef, but
that's like the biggest song in the world right now. He doesn't have to.
I was gonna say, I mean, it'd be nice because like they
it would be nice. It would just
they could play it in clubs too. I'm like thinking about it, like that'd be nice, but yeah, he doesn't necessarily have to.
It was crazy about that song too. I don't know if you guys know about like Cali artists, but they have like a big beef basically. Well, some of them are having beef, and they're using the instrumental to like do diss songs to each other and stuff.
Damn.
So that shit is not
So
gonna
much for it
stop.
being the great uniter.
Or I feel like it just that hating energy like is out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
But
2024 could be the year of just hating. Like, some people.
I would not participate in being a hater.
Some
I
people
can't.
got it in their personalities to be big haters. Like,
Yeah.
I think I'm myself a big hater, but I know like Warlord, he's a hater too.
Yeah, I wonder if he's in the chat.
Yeah, I
But-
don't know if he's in here, but I know he's a big hater. So I don't know. It's levels to hating. Maybe. It's
Yeah, I don't
time-
mind. I don't mind hating to be a jokester, but I can't hate. Like when it gets to me, then I start feeling like it wears on me.
Yeah, I agree.
have to check
I don't
myself.
think I like to not hold serious hate in my heart because I know that's not healthy. But I like hating as like joking around. I agree.
Yeah.
So.
Do you guys hate someone like actually?
Nah. I mean, nah.
There's one person that comes to mind that comes close, but I don't really think I also give them the time of day, like to just constantly or give them that energy to like hate on them. It's just not worth my time. But
Okay.
and you guys might, I don't know, you guys might be able to guess. I'm not gonna say names here, but
Nah, I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah, like
yeah, I'll tell you guys after. I'm not gonna say no names, but like I said, it's
Okay.
not like
damn. I'm like curious now.
it's not that serious. I mean,
My old boss at Laz, I kind of hate. I don't hate him, but I just there's never a person that did me so dirty like that was buddy buddy with me, and then since his life was out of order, he like threw everybody on the bus and like try to get me out and stuff. And, like I don't know, I never see somebody so slimy and shady and like for no reason.
See, I feel like even in cases like that, like
I don't like that.
I feel like sometimes I might be too empathetic. I just like say like, I don't want to hate on them because it's like life, man. I don't know.
To me, it's like there's a part of me that's like I don't hate him because like I know what he's going through and whatever, and like his life sucks worse than mine, so it's like I win in the end.
It's crazy.
But nah, bro, he literally got fired.
Yeah,
for, like,
some people you could tell, Edmund. You could tell.
He was so desperate, like his life was so shitty. Girls hated him, like he was like so weird, like and he got fired for sexual harassment. It just his life was spiraling. But this part of me, but then there's a part is like don't like mess up a good person, like you know what I mean, like don't. If somebody's good to you, you gotta be good to them no matter what. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that should be in your heart. But obviously, that wasn't in his heart. So,
Some hating ass people.
I
so
told you
It does take a lot of energy to hate someone.
there's levels to it. And yeah,
truly hate, exactly. So I don't think I truly hate
it's
somebody.
it's too much energy. It's not good for like, yeah, it's not worth your time. But
I feel like I'm indifferent to people, or I'm just like I don't care about you.
yeah, no, I believe it. You don't hate no one, Edmund.
Yeah,
It's like,
I know that
there's
for a
anyone I can
fact. You
think
don't hate no one.
Like obviously, like I know there's like a difference between like, all right, this is a horrible human being, like this is a bad person, but I don't think like, I don't know, like, maybe I should hate them, but I don't think I have it in me to hate anyone.
like love is. I mean, hate is very strong, just like love. So it's like, and it could be in hand that not that you love this person or like maybe you envy them or maybe it's not hate is what the like that strong emotion is. Maybe it's something else. If somebody hated not you, I'm saying, but like to truly hate somebody, I feel like either like they killed somebody or that in your family, maybe like even then I see a lot of people say I forgive because then it hurts like to hold that. I don't know. True hate is a different thing. Like,
But I'm saying like as someone who's felt true love, like I feel as if like I should at least have it in me to be able to hate as well. Like like I feel like if you're able to love, there's a part of you that should like be able to hate, and like I just generally don't think I could hate someone even if they do me wrong.
I just rewatched this movie the other day, but Yoda says that hate leads to suffering, so it's not worth it.
don't be a
suffer
hater.
in life.
I guess I was asking, can you have like one thing and still, I don't know, like one, like very high like emotion like love, be able to hate? But I don't know. I guess not.
Now
Well,
that,
go ahead. Nah, go ahead.
now that I think about it, love can lead to suffering too. So damn,
That's what
I
I'm
don't know.
saying.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
love someone too much where you start to hate them.
It's
But like,
it's
I've
a
also
strong
been I've
emotion.
also been heartbroken and like have lost love for people. But I don't think it's like ever gonna be hate or like even if like I've been done dirty. So I don't know.
Maybe we gotta get some hate in our lives, guys.
Be haters more.
Maybe it's healthy. Like I don't know. Like
It could be right. We're suppressing
Yeah.
an emotion that we need to
exactly.
give up a little bit.
I don't know.
But I'm not gonna be a hater.
Yeah, I don't know. 2024. It's been a year so far. I'm here for it. A lot of different energy, but with summer coming up, honestly, I think it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a cool one. Edmund, you got permission to hate, so there you go.
I don't think I could ever hate on Monk for real.
Nah, you're too young, Monk, to like.
That's
like
what I'm saying.
no matter what, you just think about your age and you're just like, nah, this dude's just.
Yeah, youngin, you look
It's
at me
just-
like that. You know, it's just like it's fine.
No matter how much you annoy him, Val, sometimes I'll be like, nah, you're good, bro.
Then, do
Yeah.
you think anybody hates y'all?
Oh, that's a
Joy
good
asked.
question.
See, I think it's envy though. I don't think it's hate. Like you can't hate me. I never.
Yo, people are jealous of
Yo,
you.
actually, I know who Gio might hate, bro.
Oh, actually, yo. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yo, Gio's a hater.
Actually, Gio's a
Nah,
yep. Gio's a
nah,
hater.
nah,
Gio's a
nah.
hater. Yep.
Gio has hate.
Gio,
in
you
his
can't
heart.
say you don't hate no
Bro.
one. We know exactly who you hate.
Nah, bro.
It's annoyance. It's not hate. If people
I
can
don't
annoy
know,
me to
bro.
the point of
Nah,
Annoyance,
of
envy.
Gio is like
I don't know. Hate.
It might be disdain, bro. Like
it can be, it's annoyance up to that point, but it's not true hate. At the end of the day, if somebody, all right, hate is like if somebody was drowning and you wouldn't save them. I would always save somebody. You know what I mean? Like I would always like reach the hand if I can, if I need to.
Would you? Would you though?
I don't want to be around you. I don't want to be around you. I don't want to talk to you.
You don't want them around. I don't
Your
know.
soul might irk
I don't
me.
know, bro.
I don't
It's
know.
like a little bit like
I don't know.
damn,
I don't know.
bro.
I don't want to expose any names, but I feel like they know. I don't know. I feel like I know what they're talking about, but I don't want to say.
No, I
anything.
think me and Edmund are on the same page here. Like the minute he said it, I was like, "Oh, yep, I know what he's talking about. I know what he's talking about."
So does anybody hate y'all?
Wait, hold on. I want to circle back to what you said. You said you think it's envy. People envy you. Like what? They're jealous of you, or like they're just
Yeah, I feel like sometimes. Well,
Okay.
because I feel like you can't hate me. Like if you hate me, or if I feel like people don't like my presence, I feel like it would be for envy, not hate. Like, because I don't give you anything to hate about.
I mean, I will say, do I think people hate me? No. Do I think some people dislike me? Probably. I think
Okay.
if I were someone else and I met someone like me, it's not out of the realm that dislike isn't an emotion there. Hate,
I mean, you have a
though,
strong personality too, though. So it's
yeah, exactly. Hate's a strong emotion. So I don't think anyone hates me. I would hope no one hates me, but yeah, there's probably people who don't like me.
I think there are people who don't care about me, I guess, or I don't know. I feel like people are just always so busy with their own lives that I don't think that they care enough to hate or like care enough about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. I think I'm just balancing the. I feel like I've just had so many like different friendships, relationships, like so many like relationships with different people where it's just like things grow apart or like I don't know, maybe people did dislike me. I've definitely had someone who say like they didn't like me or like they hated me when we were younger, and then like we became really good friends as we got older. You know? Yeah, I don't know if anyone hates me.
You know, you saying that just reminded me. There was one time I met someone, like complete stranger, met him for the first time, and I'm someone who thinks like you should give everyone a chance, give everyone a shot. I know we like to assume a lot of things and we judge books by their covers and all that, but like, don't get me wrong, I won't not treat you respectfully until I feel like I'm not being treated respectfully. So I will always, anytime I meet someone new, there's always going to be that base level of respect. I won't, just like, I don't know, be disrespectful. But like one time I met a person and they just straight up like told me like, you just seem like someone I wouldn't like. And I was like, whoa. Like, respectfully, like, cool. Like, but like, how do you know that? You don't know me. We just met each other.
I
And
hate
that's
your
only
kind.
happened one time in my life, and that really, like, I don't know. I ended up forgetting about it, whatever, moved on with my life, but I was like, whoa, that's kind of a crazy thing. Like, I've never gone up to someone and be like, yeah, I don't think I'll like you, and just like move on with my day. Like, that's just a
Something
crazy
you think
thing.
about a little bit, like, you know, it's like definitely interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I remember it was I think it was in college. It was a woman. I don't remember her name. I don't even remember like where I met her, but I just remember like she just said that to me, and I was like caught off guard. I was like, okay.
That's a little too blunt. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's what I mean.
Maybe
I was like,
maybe
that's
she was
just
flirting with you, bro. I'm gonna end up hating you after I love you.
that was not flirting. That if that's flirting, that was the worst flirting I've ever experienced because she was being so like dead faced, deadpan, like, oh yeah, you look like someone I won't vibe with. I was like, okay, I'm sorry, just moved on. Like,
It's the hard to get game, brother. You didn't see it. You didn't see it.
nah, that's
It was
I
a
don't
smoke she threw up, trying to confuse you, but
you just missed it, bro. She's just like,
someone
she's
said
like, it
that's
was
how
like
women
reverse
are.
psychology.
I
I
don't.
believe it. That's like a very. I think that's something like a woman would do, bro. Or like,
I don't know. Nah,
you know,
man.
like,
I don't know.
I don't-
Like I
You
go
never-
off like I go off like my, I guess my sense of like feeling vibes, all that. Like I think I have a good like idea when I meet people of like the energy and that just was not the energy. Like
it was a lot more colder. It wasn't.
yeah,
like,
it was like she was like she didn't even want me to be there. Wherever I was.
Damn.
Like I felt like it was like you shouldn't even be here right now. That's the kind of energy I was getting, and I was like, okay, don't know you, just met you, but got it, understood. I'm out of here. Like I don't know. Yeah, I actually forgot about that until you said that. That's like a random
Unlocked the
one-time
memory.
thing, but that's why I believe like some people probably dislike me. 100%. 100%.
Fair.
So
It's natural.
Yeah.
It's like something you do to rub someone the wrong way. Or something.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't please everyone.
like they say, if they ain't hating on you, you ain't doing something right. Typical
That's true.
women stuff.
We was getting somebody view body me or whatever, and then somebody, was hating on Edmund.
Yeah, that's true.
Internet
There's
thugs. The internet thugs.
people online be very weird or like,
Mhm.
is that hate or is it just I don't even know.
That's what I'm saying. It's envies. It can't be hate. Like there's no reason you hate. That's
Could just
Or
be
it's
the
just-
what's them deflecting? Not deflecting. What's the word? Projecting.
Projecting?
Yeah, projecting. Could be them just projecting. I don't know. Could be a lot
But
of
to go out the way to like hit me or hit somebody with like a bot. You know what I mean? You gotta pay for that, and then you gotta like put their freaking account in. Like you gotta hate somebody. I don't know, or be super jealous.
I don't know. Y'all really got me second guessing myself on that woman that I'm. Now I'm really thinking like, was she flirting with
Maybe
me?
that was-
Did I read like just not
That
read
was
the
your future
situation?
wife, and you messed it up, bro.
I don't know. Please, like, I'm a guy, so I'm dumb. So women, you can't do that to me. Like, I just remember
know-
I am a simpleton. Like,
You know,
yeah,
you know,
monkey might be the biggest hate. That's what I am. I'm an ape. Like,
Not you. No, Dex
Not
is
you.
monk.
oh,
Dex's name is Nick. Other name is.
Got many aliases, but that lady was a hater.
all right. I don't know anything else. That was a fun little tangent. Anything else to share on the beef, hate, whatever? Before we're gonna talk about our main topic.
It's kind of crazy how we got there.
I
but-
know,
Yeah, right.
I know. That was
It's
interesting
just-
though. Like you guys unlocked some memories there. So, but I mean, let's
Main topic.
let the
Or
hate
what do you-
continue. Right? We're gonna talk about like laws. State laws, federal laws, things that we just think are unnecessary. We don't really like, or we wish we could change. So we each brought like one or two to the table, and we're just gonna talk about them. So, I don't know, where do we want to start, guys? Who wants to share first?
I'll go first. I feel like mine's a little bit more tame and simple. Yours is
Okay.
like a little bit more complex. I think.
Okay.
They're not complex, but it's like straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is nothing too crazy, or maybe I guess it could be. I think that if there is a minimum age requirement for certain positions of power within government, I think that there should be a maximum age requirement. Like, for example, to be president of the US, you need to be 35 years old. Um, but you could have an 80 something year old president, you know? So I think if like you are whatever the retirement age is, you shouldn't be able to run for office. And like there has to be a cap if there is a minimum. But with that being said, if we were to remove it, or if like we keep a maximum, I don't think we could remove a minimum just because I think maybe being ageist in the opposite direction.
Hmm.
I think there are two people who are too young for certain items, and you do need more experience. You need to live life a little bit longer and understand struggle to a certain degree. But I don't know. I feel like there's a divide based on age, and like it's just I just have a hard time believing that someone who's 80 has the best interest of someone who is my age, or even someone who's even 40, or someone who's even 60. You know, like 20 years is a
Yeah.
very long time and a big difference on things. So,
Yeah, they said in the
no,
chat, any law where old men decide what women can do with their bodies should be like, I'm assuming they mean should be taken away, which 100% agree. But
Hmm.
to Edmund's point,
Hmm.
like, yeah, I think the main thing that like pops up in my head with this is like, setting a age limit, I guess, on being in office. It's like, to that respect, I think it'd be good because, we kind of mentioned earlier, you brought it up, like, current guy in office right now is 81 years old, for those that didn't know, and he plans on rerunning. I'm not saying he's going to win or not, but if he did, that would 4 years later make him around 85, 86,
Which is
which I
wild.
know the life expectancy is growing, but that's still pretty old. And at that
Bro, his
age,
nickname is Sleepy Joe. So it's like,
like
yeah, and that's the age
how,
where you know, whether you like to admit it or not, things up there start not being there all the time. You're not
might
100%
even
there.
say things. I don't even think he's fully there right now. Like I think it's
Yeah.
like it's
So,
bad.
what it? Go ahead.
just to finish, like, I think, like, when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, the America or the country, whatever you want to say it, the reality that someone like Joe Biden experienced growing up, it's a completely different country than what we have going on now. And if we have, we elect these rulers, these leaders to lead us into future generations in the future of this country, I think we need someone who is more up with the times. So,
Yeah.
not to criticize or call out Joe, not to get too political with, the current situation right now, but I can agree with that, like having an age limit because, like it was said, old men deciding what to do with women's bodies, young women, 20, even
Yeah.
teenagers, like that just shouldn't be the reality. But it sadly is in this country. So, yeah, I like that, man. I like that change.
I would
Personally.
even like say for something like president, I would say the sweet spot is like 50.
Yeah.
Where it's like not too young, and definitely not too old. Roughly maybe a little bit higher than the median expected, um, life expectancy right now.
Hmm.
So I think that's a good sweet spot. But then once we go down into like other positions like governor, senator, I think there could be a little bit more leeway. Like for example, if there's like a college town, or like you have a representative in a college town, it should be someone who's like 30 or something, where there's like a lot of younger people to represent like
Oh,
whatever that
I.
community is, or like it should reflect your community to some degree
Mhm.
of a lot better. I think that's what the House of Representatives was originally for, but then you have people who are just running nonstop, or like you've had governors and senators who's been around for a while. So, I
So,
don't know.
so just
What are
to
you
point
saying,
out,
Gio?
oh,
I,
yeah, Gio, you can go
I
ahead.
just think I think a lot of it goes with the age of the voters too. Like I mean the community
Mhm.
that you're saying, like, yeah, if there's a young community then they'll probably vote for young people. But I feel like a lot of old, maybe probably white people and stuff like that, like the nationalists of America. You know what I mean? Like those people want to vote for somebody that's not gonna change too much of America. So it's like if you have somebody that's young, they're gonna, and then they start saying these crazy like new age stuff, you're gonna automatically just lose a lot of your voters. These old people that be voting because they want America to be good, but they don't want it to be like back in, like they don't want it to have to say that like crazy. Back in my day, we used to do this and this and this. Like they want to keep it like.
Yeah, I
So
don't think
that's why I feel like Joe Biden and Donald Trump are like the embodiments of like old America or something like that. So it's like that's why they're still like there. And the fact that he's like Donald Trump calls him like Sleepy Joe, like they're both old as hell. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, Trump's.
They
I
both,
looked it up. Trump's 77. It's not that
yeah,
far
so
off.
No better, you know.
Yeah, if he were to get reelected, he's leaving office at 82. Like,
and I think 65 probably is better than 50. But
Really,
yeah, I think like in terms of what I'm trying to say, like where the older people probably don't want the youngest person and stuff.
it would
I
be
feel
more
like
respectable.
Ideally, probably somebody younger, like 50 or 45 or something like that. But like, I think realistically, the youngest we'll get is like 65.
65 is reaching retirement age. Like
50.
I like.
How old was Obama?
He was.
Obama
He
was
was
that
40s.
old.
He's in his 40s.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He's
So
in
that's
his
pretty
40s.
good. We can go. They'll probably go.
Yeah,
for somebody
40s, 50s. I feel like is a good sweet
That's
spot.
not bad then.
Yeah,
I think Obama's probably 50 now, but I think when he was
Yeah.
elected, he was like 40
I
or
think he was
Um,
40, like 39, 40 when he got elected.
he was around.
Yeah. I think the youngest president to be elected, I could be wrong, was Kennedy,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken, because he was young and good looking and all that, quote unquote.
Oh, he's 47.
Oh no,
Obama's,
yeah. You see, perfect. Got a lot of stuff done that appeased multiple different groups of people.
so yeah, 50 wouldn't be bad.
But I agree with you. I think, the reason why right now, to comment on the current political climate, like, a lot of older generations probably just don't want to be left behind. That's why they want these old dudes in office.
But I feel like 50, it's like you were growing up as a lot of these people were growing up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not that.
Like you were the kid when they were adults, but
And, like,
they
not
still
even
were
kid,
in that
maybe even-
generation.
Yeah, where like they were still figuring their life out. It's just like I don't know. Like obviously, like you could even restart at 50, but like it has to be like a really good candidate at 50. And obviously, if you're running for the president of the United States, it has to be a really good candidate. So, I don't know.
I also want
Which
to
we
point
don't
out
have right now.
the justices, those guys have
Yeah.
lifetime seats,
That should
which
not
is
be
that
at
I
all.
think that
Supreme
needs to
Justice
get fixed.
or whatever?
Mhm,
Supreme
like, that is
justices,
horrible.
once they get appointed, they got it for life. They can go till they die. Which to me is like cool, nice perk of the job. You have job security for the rest of your life, but also, why do we have again old farts in there, who, quite honestly, are not living in the same reality that the rest of this country are living in, and
Yeah.
they're the ones making the decisions around here. So that one I can definitely see. They need to adjust that.
1,000%.
They need to adjust that. 100%.
Like, yeah, no more life appointments.
Yeah.
It's just life is just society is just changing
Yeah.
too rapidly
Yeah.
to have the same people in power.
Yeah, because people are used to same old, and some people are hard-headed, and those will never change with the times. So, yeah, no, I don't really like that. I mean, I get it. They want to uphold America and the Constitution and all that, but I don't know. It's also just questionable, but we won't get too crazy about into that.
Yeah.
But I like that. That's a good one, Edmund. I like that.
Mhm.
That you brought that up. Definitely a lot to think about there. So,
Same.
I mean, me and Gio, we kind of have, I guess, similar, but a little different. I guess I'll go with mine. Mine is gonna go with marijuana being illegal on the federal level. Marijuana being classified as a Scheduled 1 drug with the likes of
Cocaine.
I think
I
crack's on there.
Oh shit.
I don't think meth's on there, even though, or maybe it is on there. Meth's on, like, the worst of the worst. Fentanyl. Well, actually, I don't even think fentanyl's on number 1. I gotta look up the list, but marijuana, and then to another extent, psychedelics.
Opioids, opium, hallucinogenics,
Yeah, like
depressants, control substances.
LSD, like shrooms, other psychedelics. Those are all in there. Um, but
Ecstasy.
mainly marijuana. I don't think. I mean, it's already being legalized on a state level, and hopefully one day it does get legal on the federal level. But that's my change. I would say. I mean, it's been proven time after time in studies at this point. Like marijuana is not as harmful as a Scheduled One drug. I'm not gonna say it's not doesn't belong on the list, but it definitely should not be a Schedule One drug. I will stand on that one. So I don't know. What do you
Yeah.
guys think?
I would say it's definitely tough because so my experience with this, like I feel like I was very like so when I was trying to apply for the TSA, like I went through the whole process. I passed everything, but and I took like maybe almost 30 days, like no smoking, whatever. But I still didn't pass. So literally like just smoking weed ruined, you know what I mean? Like since because it's a federal job, obviously it's the TSA. Um, I didn't get to work there. You know what I mean? So it's like if they did, and it's just weed because obviously like I wouldn't smoke going to work or whatever. I would smoke after all that, whatever. But it's just weed. But still, since it's classified as that crazy ass drug or whatever, it prevented me from that. So I don't know. I would abolish it also, because I don't think weed is that crazy. But I don't know. I just yeah. I guess that's what I have to say for now.
What about you, Ed? What do you think?
What do you think?
Or anything to share?
I think I'm torn where I think it should definitely be decriminalized in all states for sure. Like I don't think it's that harmful. As someone who's like not, I wouldn't classify myself as a smoker or someone who, you know, does things. But like it's like I enjoy an edible here and there. It's. I think there has to be a different list of classifications and just like, again, a lot of these things it just comes back to being outdated, and I think we just need new principles. And I would even it's probably not gonna happen. Like I would limit alcohol as well, and just
Alcohol.
like
Alcohol should be on
yeah,
that list.
you know what I'm saying? Like there's a
It's
lot
a
of other
drug.
worse things or like that should be classified that they're just not. I don't know. There's definitely a stigma, and like I get it. Like I feel as if this it's like so extreme. So you either have to be extremely supportive of it or like not. I think I'm in the middle where I think it's just like I've seen the effects that it has on people where they're extremely dependent on it and like they can't really function. Where I think it should still have some limitations, but I would also feel the same way about alcohol, where we should be a little bit more stricter with it, just because of how it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
I think as someone who's a drinker, I feel like I'm more of a drinker than a smoker.
We all have our
But
vices.
no, but
yeah, but
if you're gonna say all right, right, if weed and alcohol on the same level, it's like people that work at like TSA, for example, federal jobs. Like I feel like the quality of worker that is a smoker in the night and that's a drinker in the night is like roughly the same. Like since they're not like if you're gonna assume that alcohol is not that crazy of a drug, or whatever, which it is a drug, and then weed is the same thing. Like I feel like keeping weed illegal or whatever, or like for federal jobs, like it's just you're ruining, like you're losing some of your your employment pool. And they're doing bonuses because they need people at the TSA. You know what I mean? If people aren't, you know what I mean? So it's like the same people you're hiring that smoke are the same kind of people you're gonna hire that drink. I don't know. Like you're not in terms of like getting a coke head or like a heroin addict or like like those kind of people. Like those are like they might need it at work. They might need it, do some crazy shit.
Yeah.
there are people though who wake up and like they cannot function. Like they have to smoke like first thing in the
Yeah,
morning.
of course.
Like people who can't eat without smoking. Like that's
But drinking is the same
extreme.
thing in terms of in my perspective. Like my perspective, like there's people that can't that drink, wake up and drink, or There's the same people that can wake up, go to work, and then drink, and can wake up, go to work, and then just smoke it down. I don't know. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like I feel like it's just a political thing at this point.
Yeah, that's why I agree. I mean, it should be decriminalized, and you know, like I said, it can be it can be a Schedule 2, Schedule 3, Schedule 4 drug. You know, something to a lesser extent. I'm not saying remove weed. Weed is not anything special. Like it's still like you said. There's people who deal with their issues with it. There's a dependency thing. Like, but it
Yeah, any
should not be with
mind-altering
the
thing is a
likes of
drug.
heroin. It should not be
Yeah.
with the likes of opium, like all these other drugs that, I mean, like I think it's pretty much universally agreed. Everyone like knows like those are not good things to do.
Yeah.
Like weed, like yeah, like I mean, is it good to wake up, smoke, and go to work, whatever? That's subjective, but like I just don't think, like Gio said, it shouldn't prevent you. Let's say like you smoke one time and you have a drug test and you fail. It shouldn't prevent you from keeping or getting employment or keeping employment. Like I know, won't say any names, but I have a coworker who was not a coworker. I have a friend who was a flight attendant. Same deal. Not supposed to smoke weed, do any drugs, whatever. Got drug tested, ended up losing her job or not getting a position because she failed the drug test. But like, she had the job for over a year, 2 years, and just one mistake, I guess, cost her. I don't know. Like, I mean, yeah, you can say in one respect, you know the rules, you know the policy, don't do it. But another, it's like she wasn't really doing anything crazy, so
Yeah, it's just tough.
it's tough.
Your free time is your free time.
Yeah, exactly. And like, quite honestly, I guess, as someone who used to smoke a lot more heavily, don't so much anymore, but I would say I still feel this way. Like, I run into some people who I feel like a lot of their issues would be solved if they just took a hit. I truly believe that. Like, some people are just so high strung sometimes, and I'm like, if you just took a hit, trust me, the world's not as awful as you think it is. Like, yeah, there's days, but I guarantee you, life moves on. You'll be all right. That's just my opinion, but
Okay.
Obviously and then to the whole alcohol point, like, some people rather just, that's how they deal with it. That's how they cope with it. Instead of taking a hit, they'll go drink. And to me, that's, I don't know, my opinion, that's worse. That's just my opinion. Because I do drink as well. Not as much anymore, obviously. But, yeah, I know. Sometimes I think to myself, like, maybe I shouldn't have had that drink, There's never a time where I was like, maybe I shouldn't have taken that hit. That's just me, though.
Dang,
I disagree.
Bars.
I've had both moments. I'm like, maybe
Lightweight, nah.
I don't know. Maybe I just enjoy getting, or I enjoyed getting high too much, but
I don't, it's just maybe it could just be.
yeah.
I
I
don't know.
mean, it's subjective, but yeah, like I said,
I mean, anything in excess is bad too, though. So
exactly. Anything in excess. So like, moderation is key. And again, my point is just, it should not be classified as a Schedule 1 drug. And again, add on to that, like, psychedelics. And I think to that point, like, I know some people like get scared when you hear psychedelics, LSD, all that, because there's a lot of history with that. But the reason why I don't agree with that is because they are now discovering a lot of like therapeutic and medical purposes for them. And I think in order for that to continue, that research to be funded, they need to take it off the Schedule 1 list so that they could put more money into it and research it and look at the actual benefits, because there are benefits.
Yeah, like microdosing and stuff.
Yeah, so it's just, those things being on that stupid little list, it's like, it just prevents so much. And I just think
It's doing more harm than good.
Yeah.
Well, I also think like over time maybe it probably will happen, because like what I'm thinking about, like, when alcohol got whatever, what's it called, the prohibition. Yeah, the prohibition era. I feel like America, like, people realize like people need vices, people need like ways to escape life or whatever, and like you can't stop it. And again, if alcohol is not too bad, and then eventually weed would be like, like people kind of do, it's not it's harmful, but in a certain way, we need like a necessary evil or something like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some people need these little things to just go through life, like just a little bit, you know. I think everybody has their own little vice or whatever, whether it's caffeine or stuff like that. Like there's little things that people just need.
Caffeine, man.
That's another one.
Caffeine's another one. Not saying it does harm, but
I think it might, bro. Like long term, or like I think they just don't want to research. I feel like there has to be something.
I don't know. I don't drink much caffeine at all. I don't drink any coffee or anything. But seeing like in the respect of like some people are dependent on like people are full on addicted to caffeine. Like it's addiction, not dependency. It's addiction.
Addiction. Yeah.
Like it's bad. Like I see motherfuckers go broke over coffee. Like it's
the
bad.
Starbucks hitting that bad.
Dude, a cup of coffee at Starbucks is like almost $10, and people will pay it because guess what? They need their coffee. And to me, I'm like, go drink water. I don't know. Like, I mean, that's easy for me to say because I don't drink coffee.
Drink water.
But like,
Well, water. I think it's as someone who there has to be a better energy source, and where sometimes sleep doesn't cut it, but there's nothing good that can give you good energy rapidly. I guess.
True. Coke.
I don't know. I mean,
And like, I get the addict, or it's unfortunate, and I don't drink coffee, and I struggle with not always having like surge of energy, or like I feel like I need to take more breaks because of that, or like I need to give myself more room, or like I need to, I don't know, sleep a little bit more. It's hard.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm someone who's pretty disciplined with my sleep, but also like, you know, sometimes I don't get all the sleep I need, and the next morning I suffer for it. But I don't know, like if I just think like if I was in a position where I have my last $20 in my bank account, and it's like, do I really need this coffee? And if the answer is yes, and it's gonna make me go broke for the week, I don't know. To me, that just seems problematic.
What are you gonna? You can't go to rehab for a coffee addiction, and like,
That's crazy.
You know,
yeah, people really out here losing their last 20.
but maybe they should. I guess.
mean, next
like,
time you want to judge someone for spending their last $10 on a dime bag of weed, just think how you would spend your last $10 on coffee. That's all I gotta say. I don't know.
Dang, bro.
I don't know.
This life's fucked.
I'm gonna defend my stoners out here. You get too much shit. But
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
no, I don't know. Coffee's different. Like I said, I don't drink it, so whatever. But to those that do, enjoy it, have fun, go crazy.
Yes, we're all saying these things where, you know, they're not really our vices.
Yeah,
Per se.
that's fair. That's fair. But I have smoked weed, and I have drank, and I've done psychedelics, so I
also
got an
had
opinion
coffee.
on those. I've tried coffee too. For me, coffee's like I just don't like the taste of it. I just don't like the taste of coffee. That's all it is.
I was drinking coffee at a young age with my grandma, so.
Yeah, and I just don't care for like other energy drinks. Like it was never my thing. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm just lucky I got enough natural energy. I don't know.
You know what's the another crazy addiction? Sugar.
Oh, sugar. Yeah, I mean it's same. I mean not the same thing as caffeine, but it's like an energy
Yeah.
thing.
You need it though. So.
Yeah. I feel like I got a sweet addiction. I like sweets. It's the sugar. So I don't know.
All right,
But let's
a little off topic.
yeah, let's hit the last one, Gio. So let's
right?
let's share
Mine
yours.
was just a light one. It was more just a general one, but I just don't like how, well, if we're supposed to be the United States, you know, I feel like state laws should be kind of united. But so like little silly laws like how Massachusetts banned like flavored tobacco or whatever, like flavored vapes and stuff. I feel like those kind of laws are mostly just like whoever is the governor that decided that is doing it, or I don't even know. It's the governor that does that, right? I don't know. For the state.
I mean, it's the state, like I don't know what it's called, state Congress that pretty much passes the laws. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't even know how it works, but whoever those people are, they're trying to do it for political reasons. Like they just, at the end of the day, for like flavored tobacco, whatever. A lot of the stores around me and a lot of stores you're gonna go to, like they have them, you know what I mean, on the low. Like it's banned or whatever. But if you just say, "Yo, let me get something" or whatever,
Yeah, he's snitching.
There's so many damn convenience stores. There's so many, like literally everywhere you go. Like
You really
Um,
need your flavor. You don't like menthol. Can't just suck it up and be a man.
no, there's no menthol. They banned menthol.
Oh, they banned menthol. I thought that was the only one that
Yeah.
they did now.
Well, nah, cause like my dad buys like Newports, whatever. There's only the red boxes now. And when he went to Florida, he like
That's when he
restocked
got
on
the
some
menthols.
menthols.
He re-upped. He got all the
Hmm.
his fix.
Nah, and even my uncle too. Like, there's a little store in Boston, whatever, that he would get his like menthols, like cigarettes, the green
So,
Newports.
are you also alluding? I know you brought up vapes, but are you also alluding to things like, I don't know, 4th of July is around the corner, like fireworks? How you can't buy them in
Fireworks, stuff like
Massachusetts,
that,
but like you can easily go to New Hampshire and
and
purchase them.
and then fireworks blow up all 4th of July illegally in Massachusetts. But I mean, some people probably get caught, but like 99% of the people are not gonna caught. It's just stupid little laws where it's just like,
I want to look into that
Or
because,
like
like,
you have to be 21 instead of 18 for something. You have to be 18.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, age, I don't know. As I'm gonna leave that alone,
Those
but
are, like it was like the same thing with like I guess it was like a way to like phase out the age of like tobacco products, but
yeah,
where there's some things you could do at age like being able to. I guess it's different. Never mind. Like if you could vote at 18 and go serve your country and die, you can't have a drink. You know.
yeah, I don't get that one though. Honestly, I don't get the alcohol 21 thing, but I feel like just to prevent drinking, driving,
I mean,
stupid decisions.
Europe, like they just 18 everything. You can do. I think 16 even some places you can start drinking
True.
over in Europe. So I don't know.
But yeah, it's just I don't know. It's like obviously some laws are more of discretion of people. Like this shouldn't happen. Like age things. That's why I feel like it's like a different thing a little bit. But in terms of like, I feel like the flavored tobacco and stuff like that was banned because it was like marketing towards kids or something like
Yeah,
that. But it's
exactly what it
Yeah.
was.
but that's what I'm saying. Like it's like a mark. Like it's like a political ploy thing to like help your points and like help your votes because it's like again they could just go somewhere else or something like why okay Massachusetts well I guess they would have to have a study or something like that to say like less kids are vaping in Massachusetts now and it's been effective and like stuff like that like then maybe all right then I'll understand but certain things I don't know like the fireworks too like shit like that it's just if people want to get it they're gonna get it like you're gonna ban it just because
I think the idea, because like you said, since it was targeted to kids, it's like these kids can't always necessarily, or they don't always necessarily have the way or means to get to like New Hampshire to purchase it.
Yeah.
But then in the same respect, it's like it just leads to, I guess, quote unquote, illegal activity. You got dealers.
That's what I'm saying.
Who
Yeah.
just sell flavored vapes. Pretty simple.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like you just lead people to do unnecessary illegal things when it's just like, bro, just I understand like you want to have certain laws and restrictions, but there is like a freedom of like will and like freedom of little like I don't know. Humans are gonna exploit it if it gets too oppressive. Like
real quick on the firework thing, because I mean I gotta look into the law. I guess the actual law, the wording. Is it just illegal to purchase fireworks in Massachusetts, or is it illegal to like use them? Because like, especially where I live, like always like it's gonna happen in a couple months time from now where for like 3 weeks everyone and their mama is gonna be blowing up fireworks where I live. And I always just wondered to myself like why do the police never do anything? Like it just always every year it just always seems to like it just gets worse and worse, like it's not getting any better. And I'm like I thought fireworks were illegal, not that I care, but like I've always wondered that like what is it, just you can't purchase them here, or they want you to go to New Hampshire, purchase them, and then come here and blow them up because that's what everyone does.
I think I think in theory, or I think they are illegal, or you shouldn't be able to like use them. But I think they just don't care. Like a cop doesn't always stop you for not wearing your seatbelt. You know, there are like other things that they're probably just more focused on. But
It's kind of scary though, because a firework can cause serious damage. So like I don't know.
yeah,
maybe it should be more held accountable.
I said there have been more than 500 fires and explosions involving illegal fireworks in Massachusetts in the past 5 years.
Yeah.
And counting, or like even that's not even including like people losing hands and fingers,
Yeah.
all this
True.
stuff.
But it's like, do you do you just ban fireworks because of like the small minority of people that just do dumb shit? I don't know. It's just like then it goes with guns and all this. Like I don't know. The laws are definitely tough. It's not. It's a hard job.
Guns is a whole different thing.
But should people fucking 80 years old be making these things? Like I don't know. Are they that wise at 80? Are they peak wiseness at 80? I think peak wiseness is probably like 50, 60.
Like I feel like there has to be like a committee that like re-evaluates laws and like every 20 years or something. You know, just something to make it more. Maybe 20 is a little bit too soon. Like every 50 years. You know, like and you have like a committee of like people within different age groups to like, okay, does this still make sense? Like, I don't know. Something's got to give, but I think
Yeah.
it's
I agree because I feel like some laws are made very much for the times, and it's like with society always changing, all the technological advances that happen all the time. It's like the society we live in today will not be the same society we live in 5 years from now. It's just getting
Yeah.
quicker and quicker at this point.
We could have looked up like those laws too that like are back in like freaking slavery times or some shit like that still are in the books, but like people
our
don't.
constitution is outdated. So.
So there's a lot of things that we can do to clean up.
You know,
You know.
back in high school, I took like the U.S. government class that was
Mhm.
offered, and to their credit, I thought the U.S. Constitution was actually pretty like geniusly drafted up.
How so?
But I do agree, just because like it's broad enough where it could still be interpreted in today's world. It is outdated. I agree with that. There are many things in there that I do not agree with, like 100%. But because they will never draft up a new constitution, they just will always revise it. Like
Amendments.
yeah, I think it being so amendable was part of the genius that when they constructed it, I was like, wow, they really did that because we've been around for what 300 years now.
Yeah, they thought of the future. Like they left it open. Like
Yeah, they knew they had the foresight. Like
Bro,
300
they
years
said
from now, different
said they went in the room. They turned off all the lights and they didn't leave until the Constitution was done. Like they just cooked that shit up. All of them.
But also, like, to make an amendment, I feel like it's just too much work in today's world too. So like that's the other issue.
And I don't think amendments are enough. You
Yeah.
know,
If it were up to me, they would draft a whole new one, but that's not going to happen.
but then at the same
Cool.
time, it's just like that opens up the door for
A lot.
I don't know.
That's open up Pandora's box right there.
Yeah,
So it's
maybe it's
tough.
necessary. I think our society today does not reflect what society was back then in the slightest.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean,
They were more. Go
What's
ahead.
up?
No, I was just gonna say like we're more aware, like social media and stuff. Like it's just like they're not accounting for like this increased like push into people's faces now. Like we're all connected and stuff. Like we're all close now.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
It's like your little city, your neighborhood is affected by everybody now. Like you know what I mean? Like you're not just a little town where everybody knows each other. Maybe there are still all those towns, but it's just like
Yeah.
it might take a while, but it could very well like, get out if like you do wrong.
I was gonna say that's the beauty of, I guess, choosing what state you want to live in, because it's like we have the perspective of living and growing up here in Massachusetts, which is very, I don't know, you can say whatever, but you know what I mean. Very progressive, very, I guess, one of the more up with the times places in the country. But there's other places in the country, other states where that's more your flow. You can go back and act like it's still the 1800s. That's what
I'm
you
not
choose.
gonna lie. The more I visit different places and like even living in Oregon, the more I'm glad that I grew up in Mass. It's you take that shit for granted sometimes.
And there's other
Actually,
places too who are, I would say, maybe in some respects more advanced, progressed than Massachusetts. Like, not gonna say Massachusetts, like I don't know, but
I think in terms of like the
we're up there.
major things. No, I think in terms of like well-rounded and the things that you really need, education, healthcare, and then again, safety. I think, yeah, I think it's. I feel comfortable saying that it's one of the better places to live, or if not the best place to live. Again, it could be me being biased.
Yeah, I would say that's your perspective.
But
some
I mean,
people,
I don't know. Like
some people,
it's-
hey man, some people really are anti-government. Don't want the feds, don't want the state, don't want anyone in their business. Like that's why they moved to Texas. Like they don't
I
want
think for the
any type of
average
government
person,
interference.
for the average person who wants to try to, like, for the average person who wants the best for their kid or children, like you want to raise a family, I think Massachusetts is the place to go. Individually for your own like privacy, whatever there may be, or like freedom, quote unquote freedom. I think there's probably other states like Texas,
It's solid.
Florida. Yeah,
Yeah, like
there's a
Massachusetts is
balance
solid.
too.
It's
to
give
it,
it. I was
you
just say it's give and take. It's 100% give and take. Like no place is perfect. Living here, I've had my gripes with living here because of the way I would like, the way I perceive things, the way I like to have things. I like to think myself like for example, like my tints on my car. I don't see that as a big issue, but in the state of Massachusetts, there's a limit. You can't go past that limit.
See,
In other
that's
states, there's no limit, and it's like, for as great as Massachusetts is, why can't I have 5% tints?
Bro, what happens is usually like some big ass case, like some people got away because they got tinted windows, and then Massachusetts had a law now to like not allow tinted windows because they got like they lost a case, you know what I mean, to some people because they had, you know what I mean, that was part of their. I don't know. That's why laws happen sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's just like some bullshit just happened, and then in Massachusetts, you ruined it for everybody now, buddy.
like happy hour and
Happy
like
hour,
not
yeah,
being
that's
able to
the
have
big one.
bottomless, because of the
Someone
girl who
died.
died after.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think there are just some things where, in theory, it makes sense. Oh yeah, that's like smart, but that's their way of limiting. I said we should make alcohol legal.
That's why I should have my happy hour. I should be able to
But
go enjoy
you
myself.
see that that might be a little too extreme. We need to have budgeted. Hell, easy. I guess it's biased again. I'm being.
But it's not like there's big scandals happening in happy hour in other states right now. Whatever happened in Massachusetts, you said the little girl, like it might have just been one incident, or like I mean, could have probably happened again and stuff. But it's
And I
just
think yeah.
situations like it just
These happen at other places too. It's just some places are. How likely is it to happen? Not likely? All right, we can live with that. They'll live with the results. Massachusetts, on the other hand, said, like you said, one person ruins it, they ruin it for the bunch.
which is I mean, it's hard because in certain situations, like say somebody gets like where was that situation where like pedophiles now have to like register. It was that one girl that she was living with like there was a house in front of her that had like two pedophiles or whatever, and then they were abusing her, and her mom fought for that. Now the whole world, the whole America has that. So I understand those laws. It's tough. It's tough. Like
But
one thing can't.
not to say that's not a good thing. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Do you think? Do you want to know if you have a pedophile living next door to you or across from you?
Hell yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Hell yeah,
Like,
yeah.
is that knowledge like? Are you gonna do something with it, or you just now there's a pedophile across the street? Like,
What do you-
like some
provides
no, because
safety
like some would
measures,
say
though,
like,
like-
hey man, if I had a pedophile living next door to me, I wouldn't really want to live there. Like, if you're not gonna get the fuck out, I'll get the fuck out. But some people,
Well, at least you
just
know.
live with that fact.
and that's something that you have to like think about. And I think,
But some
it's
people
fair.
just live with that fact and they're okay with like, all right,
Yo,
I got a
you know what's
pedophile.
crazy too? When I went to
They're like, I got a pedophile across the street. Let me just buy a gun. Sorry to cut you off, but like, you
no,
know.
yeah, I mean that
But then
definitely
that's where
happens.
it
That
goes
happens.
into
That
like
happens.
other laws are flawed. Are flawed. Where it's like it should be like there should be other laws where it's just like more protection or like it should just be a little bit better situated. Where it's like I don't know. I think
Well-
pedophilia is like the wrong case in this instance to use. But
No, like I said,
But-
I don't disagree. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Like, I'm just saying what other people might say. Like,
I mean, I think it's good to know. I think because when I went to the station to file a report, because remember my fucking inspection sticker got cut off or whatever.
Yeah.
This shit got. So I had to go to the station to do that. and there's literally a board that says like sexual predators in your area. Like there's a whole board of it, like sexual offenders, level 3, all that shit. And I was looking at it like, wow. Of course, there's a bunch of old creepy old men, old men. But yeah, nah, like I feel like you should know.
I just would like to live in a state where if I saw that, I could do something about it and not get in trouble. Let me protect my community.
I think sexual crimes, especially on a child, is probably the worst thing you can do. So it's like,
I mean, you don't agree?
that you don't get any privilege. Like,
I just don't trust people to. I think it just creates a slippery slope because like it just creates innocent people getting hurt. You know, where people are like, who, like, what makes you have the right to say what you should do, like how someone should be punished. You know, and it's just like the wrong people, like the wrong people are gonna like exploit that, and like innocent people. Like I think, you know, we should have laws where pedophiles are like tortured, and some of them should just die. Quite honestly, but,
we gotta talk about the
I don't
death
think-
penalty one day.
I don't-
If we have
I don't think we should have vigilantes out here like, oh, he's a pedophile. Let's gonna like, you know, let's go get
no,
him.
but that's happening. No, but that's happening now lately, especially on Kick. Like, if that's the like Kick meta right now too. Like with things like Vitaly and somebody else, but they're literally
No.
they're doing like the fake like, oh, I'm a 13-year-old, come meet me, and then they meet them, and they're doing some bullshit like flashbanging them. Like, I don't know, hold on.
You see,
First-
like and like that is wrong. Like, you know,
Yeah,
it's like, if they
yeah.
get caught, we should have laws in place, or like
They force it, but
I think there's just like too many pedophiles, quite frankly.
I was gonna say a lot of
Positions of
pedophilia,
power.
pedophilia
Like,
lately.
we just have a lot of like freaky ass people,
Mhm.
bro. You know,
Let me be Batman. Let me knock some heads. Let me just get rid of the problem.
it's like on one end, like when people like they do that stuff, it's just like, all right, they deserve it because like, you know, they're a horrible person. But then it's just like, do we really want people just taking their own individual justice, like vigilantism? You know, I don't know.
It's weird. I don't know. Like I said, I say all this half jokingly because I just think it's funny to get people's reaction because, you know, the reality is some people truly think that way. I'm not saying I think that way. Some people in this country truly think that way, and I'm just curious what you guys have to think because some places are like that. So
I mean, there's some places that are banning abortion and stuff like that. So I don't know.
It's a
There's
whole
just
other. It's a whole
that's,
other
uh,
topic.
It comes back to like Joy said earlier, men policing what women could do. Old ass men at that.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's just like, yeah, no.
It
It's
tough,
does. It
it's
just
tough.
does. It doesn't make sense. You know, that's not the demographic doesn't align with who's making rules.
To
for
me, that just generally never. I don't know how an old man, can say, "I have every right to make this decision choice on behalf of women in society," when you quite literally have zero experience on the matter. You're a man.
It makes no sense.
No, I think that power
It
goes
makes
to their
no
heads,
sense. It makes
and with their
absolutely no sense.
they wake up and is like, I'm gonna determine the future. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what they wake up and like.
And
feel
they
like
use like religion, and that's where it gets like that's where it pisses me off. Like, don't use religion and spirituality in this. Like,
Yeah, it's supposed to be
your
separate
your
from
God
state
is not
and-
telling you to do this. Like, it just let the women decide.
Harrison Butker get in the
Oh
kitchen.
my Bro,
There's this
Ban
Chiefs
him.
kicker, or
Ban him
like the
from the
Chiefs
league.
kicker. He was like, he had this like, he was like making a speech at a graduation. He was just like, women belong in the kitchen, or we need more strong, or like women to be traditional, or like he was saying some bullshit. And like,
he was
That's
saying
like
how
what you
a lot of
expect.
these people think. A lot of these like people who are making these laws think. So it's just like, this is-
He was saying what you would expect someone from Kansas City, Missouri, to say.
I don't even think he's from Kansas City. But the
he
thing
lives
is,
there. But he lives there now.
his mom is like this like
She's
very
like a
big
scientist or some shit.
yeah, so it's just like, how does that happen? You
But
know,
you
like-
know what doesn't surprise me, Edmund? She probably holds these beliefs too. That's the sad part. I can't say for certain. You know, I'm speculating at this point. But if I were to assume that researcher, scientist, woman, highly
Yo.
intelligible, she probably is the one saying like, well, women need to stay in the kitchen. Women need to be doing you need to be this type of woman. It's just like, bro, like what? Why are you telling this to your son, to your kid?
Real quick, it's a little off topic, kind of, sort of. But speaking of sciences, you guys see the Terrence Howard thing?
Oh yeah, true.
The
Where,
changing the periodic. Yep, go for it.
yeah, and then one times one doesn't equal two. Oh yeah, it's one times one equals two. Sorry, that's what he was saying.
That's
Like
like
that's
an
his.
old thing though. I've seen that before.
But he's pushing it. Like he went on Joe Rogan, did like 3
No, I'm
hours.
saying like I'm pretty sure it was him. I saw an old clip of him explain on some interview show or something. I know he was just on the Joe Rogan podcast, but like I've seen him explain that in the past, and like it blew my mind then, and it still blows my mind now.
I like this periodic table comment and like how it should be like circular instead of like the pyramid that we have now. And like I agree, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter to me now. It's just like I'm not a pharmacist.
He's like a very smart guy, Terrence Howard. He's like a borderline genius, I think. Like,
well, he started the podcast on some bullshit talking about. He's like, "What's the first memory you have when you're a kid?" And then he's like, "My first memory is when I was in the womb." Like he literally remembered.
Nah, that's the conscious baby. That's the conscious baby theory. Y'all haven't been seeing that?
Nah.
That's been going on.
I don't know where my first memory is.
That relit, bro. That I'm telling you, that relit the conversation. So I've been seeing a couple past weeks now, before this podcast, conscious baby theory, where babies are conscious beings, and they like it might be hard, but like the memory is like it's not that it's not there. Like we're all experienced there from the moment the baby, even in the womb, probably. To his point, like they're experiencing things. Now, whether they can remember or not, I mean, I definitely didn't. But like, that's what some people are saying. That this theory is that babies are conscious human beings and have the capability of doing these things because they're no different. Like, yeah, they might not be fully developed, but like, you know, maybe there's some credence to what he's saying. I'm not saying I believe it. I'm not saying I experienced that.
I mean,
sadly, my first memory was when I was like 5 or 6 because I was a little slow. So
yeah, I'm trying to think of my first memory, bro.
It took me a while to catch up. I was like definitely when I was 5 or 6. So
my first memory that I could think of, and it could just be like Infinite says, like people just lie to sound smarter or like whatever. I don't know if like I'm lying or maybe it's just like I feel like I remember when I was like 2 years old walking in Kenya, you know, like, but like again, it's like, do I just imagine that or do I actually remember that, or is that just my imagination of something that I was doing, you know, because I've seen a photo of me standing up in Kenya as a baby. So is it because of like, is that a memory from when I was older, or is that a true memory from the moment of me being 2 years old?
There's some people who would say that you were fully capable. I'm not saying whether you did or not, but there are some people who believe that as a 2-year-old is very capable of doing that. That's what I would say. It's this whole conscious baby theory.
It's hard. It's I don't know.
Unless you have like a traumatic experience or like a very, you know, like an experience, you know what I mean? Then I don't see how you would remember. Like, I feel like it is you just trying to like piece together something in your head. Like our minds are so like crazy that we can envision whatever we want in our heads. So like,
I want to share this real. I saw a TikTok about this. Some lady sharing a story about this conscious baby theory or whatever. She said she was taking care of her niece who was like just over 1 year old at the time. Wasn't speaking. Like just saying what a 1-year-old would say, like noises, sounds, maybe the da mama, whatever. But no formal speaking, you know. She takes care of her niece one day because the parents were out doing something, whatever. So she spends the whole evening with her. End of the evening or afternoon, she goes to drop them off, and she's making a video. She's just kind of recording it, doing her own thing. And she points the camera at the baby, and she she starts talking to the baby, like, "Oh, how was your afternoon with Auntie?" Whatever the kid's name. Kid deadass looks her straight in the camera and goes, "It was a fun afternoon," and then just went straight to like being back to being a baby. And you know, obviously this is just her telling firsthand story. She didn't post the video or anything or whatever she was claiming she was filming. But like it got me thinking, like, imagine that babies are smarter than we think and they're just fucking with us. They're literally like, I could understand you, dumbass, and I'm just gonna act like a fucking child right now because that's what you expect from me.
Boss
then-
baby.
Like, that's a
It's
crazy.
like,
That's a
isn't that the
crazy.
plot of-
But
That's what I mean. That's a crazy thing to think of. Like,
But you were a baby too, so what age do you just like go back
like,
to being like
there's just like a switch that's
yeah,
just like
where you're no longer that smart, you know what I mean? So
I don't
know
like.
about
I don't know. Like, it just got me thinking.
Mhm.
Like, cause like my niece, it just turned 1 the other week, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I know she's starting to get to the point where like, the things I do or say around her, she's gonna start remembering it. She's no longer
Mhm.
a baby, you know. Like, she's very more aware of her surroundings, and she's starting to talk more now. Like, she makes sounds and stuff. So I'm like, I don't know. What if one day she literally just like says a full sentence and understands exactly what you're saying? Like, I don't know. The way she described it in the video was like, damn, this baby literally responded to her. She was like, it looked it straight at the camera and said, "I had a great afternoon," and just like went back to just being a baby after. Like, said nothing.
Gaga afterwards.
Yeah,
what?
like just like no way,
Not-
dude. There's no way.
It just reminded me of like I think it was like a video or something. It was like a dog meowing, or the other way around. It was like a cat woofing or something, like in front of the camera. Sorry, the camera was on the cat, I think, and he woofed. And then once the cat realized he was on camera, he started meowing again. Or it could have been the other way around, but yeah, it's like some shit like
crazy
that.
Or,
shit
like,
like that.
These are those are the aliens that are.
Here we
among us,
go.
and,
We're back. Get the hats
we're
back.
to our it's conspiracy theory again, where
Infinite said,
animals. Yeah.
sorry, Infinite said Terrence Howard. People swear, or people lie like Terrence Howard to sound smarter. I don't know.
See, but all right. So with Terrence Howard, like Cat Williams basically was in the same position like Terrence Howard was kind of now, like where he was saying some crazy shit. And, like Cat said he read like 50 books when he was like 13 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like he read like
It was like
1,000
thousands.
books.
It was like thousands.
Yeah, like 1,000 books when he was 13. Some bullshit. Like so, it's like
People
part of me
exaggerate.
wanted to like believe a little bit of Cat. Like he said he ran the distance, like, and he ran again. Like, you know what I mean? He's
40
fast.
and like four something.
You know, and he's
He was
not.
a
He's
440. Yeah.
He got small
Yeah.
limbs. He got small limbs. He could just rapid.
so like I want to believe him, but then like Terrence Howard coming with all this shit, like kind of like it kind of throws a dent in Cat Williams. Then he groups them together, like they're both like, because Cat was saying like when he was younger he knew all this shit and like he knew like, and then Terrence Howard saying the same thing, like he knew all this shit when he was younger. He didn't know how to like, he didn't believe in his power or whatever, but now he's using his like his mind and shit. Like I don't know.
I'll
I
say
think people exaggerate a little bit on like what they can capable do, because like I think he took a video of it after, like Cat Williams took a video. I think he said 4.4 or like he just said 4 second 40, but when he did it was like 4.9, you know, or like. And
But he's old now, so that's what people are
But-
saying. Like that's why I believe it a little bit, because he's like, all right, you know, he's still doing that at fucking 50 years old. Like that's pretty good. Like,
But like a 4.940, bro, is just like it's different than, I don't know. It's just like an exaggeration, you know. 4 second 40.
yeah.
yeah.
There's some NFL players who can't.
But
do
he's
that, you know,
serious
or,
though.
like-
Like, well, at least Cat Williams is super serious. Like,
I think he's just very convincing, and like with his exaggerations, where he tells like a bunch of crazy truths or like a bunch of solid truths, and then like the lie doesn't seem almost that unbelievable, I guess, you know.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, I think he's probably master manipulators, but
He's very confident, but I'll say this: like when I listened to the Cat Williams podcast, like that was new to me, finding that information. At least with Terrence Howard, I'm telling you, I've seen interviews in the past with him, and it's like this isn't anything new for him. Like he's like the whole 1 × 1 thing equals 2. Like I said, I saw that. I've seen that. I saw that years ago, like in college.
Yeah.
I want to say. It's like if you look at it, it's an old interview, but like he explains it. Like I don't know how it was addressed on the Joe Rogan podcast. You might have even said it. Like you've said this before in the past. Can you explain it? But like, yeah, no, I don't know. It's interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It just, I feel like it might lead to some misinformation and some like, cause I watched, like, I don't know, you know Moist Critical, Penguin Zero, you know that guy. Well, he basically does like, he reacts to stuff, like that's his YouTube videos. But he was talking about how like, you know, the reason why our math is right is because like, you know, medicine and like, you know, you would be dead, like, you know, 1 × 1 = 1, and we use that and it works, you know, for like pharmaceutical reasons, like health reasons and all that. So if Terrence Howard is right, he would have to prove it in like not just mathematical formulate. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you would have to like apply it to real world science. Like, you would
I
have
think.
to.
Sorry, continue.
No, that's what I have to say. You would have to apply it.
I think it's just like math at the end of the day is man-made and it is made up, you know.
But it works for a reason. Like, it's the hidden,
but like I feel as if like for pharmaceuticals and stuff, they've created. It works because that's the system that they need. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like the system that's needed for it to work. Like they base it off of what's already in.
But like an
play.
anesthesiologist doing, like doing your, keeping you alive basically, like is mathematical problems that involve, you know what I mean? Like, no, like.
But it's the way that we could have two different.
Because basically saying our math is a lie, so that's what I'm saying. Like if.
And I think like to some part of it, it is like the same way. Like if that was the case, like we could have two different ways to measure temperature, Celsius and Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just
to their point, math's not perfect.
Yeah, it's not perfect. Science.
There's some things that like mathematicians can't prove mathematically.
Yeah.
That should be like, it should make sense, but it doesn't make any sense.
Now we gotta get the hats back because because I was watching another Joe Rogan. Like obviously we're getting all like sci-fi, whatever, but whatever.
We've went into like.
They was basically saying like science can never go past the point of like hypothesis or whatever. Like no matter how much like you can say like something gets hot because this is doing like the most they can do to explain something is just past like to the hypothesis or whatever. Like you can never like I don't know, like it just basically going to what y'all saying, like some of math is a lie because it's just like we only see what we see and then we put that as the reason, and until something further denies that, it will be our truth until like, you know what I mean, like until we know different. So it's like, so yeah,
I can accept that. I agree.
It's like we can't see the molecules that are quote unquote causing this to heat up.
Exactly.
Like
so
the molecules vibrating so much that's causing it. But like in theory, to us that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's like it can only go past the like it can only go to the hypothesis. We can never see it.
Does it make sense because it's all we know, or because it actually makes sense?
Yeah,
it's all we know.
So I don't know until like something actually happens though. Like until he actually changes something, it's just a crazy man talking at this point.
We're not meant to know everything. But that's why so many things like they get disproved and reproved and whatever continues. Mm-hmm. Nothing's real. Simulation, right?
Simulation.
But well, that was we went off the rails there. The main topic we wrapped it up, but that was fun talking about whatever we were talking about. Last thing I want to bring up on the Terrence Howard. You guys saw that how like him and Tony Stark or him and Robert Downey, like how that all went down. That's kind of sad to hear.
No.
Oh, I saw it was from the Joe Rogan podcast. He explained like he was set to come back, but because they wanted to pay Don Cheadle less, the studio ended up going with Don Cheadle.
I think I've seen that before.
Yeah, and then like Terrence Howard reached out to Robert Downey to help him out, but Robert Downey just ghosted him, and it was fucked up because like one of the reasons why Robert Downey was paid in the first Iron Man was because Terrence Howard was like, just give him the money, you were supposed to give it to me. Like pretty much he took a pay cut in the first movie to pay Robert Downey, and then when it came to the second movie and they wanted to pay Don Cheadle cheaper, and Terrence Howard was like, hey Robert, give me some help, he just goes
I didn't hear that one. That's kind of fucked up. Like I knew like the reason why Don Cheadle was casted was because of the money.
Yeah,
I didn't know that Robert Downey slimed him like that.
Yeah, so that was the whole thing. If you look at that, I'll probably listen to that Joe Rogan podcast now that all the things we've talked about. But I saw a TikTok. I know I saw a TikTok, and it was basically that's what it was, and I was like, damn, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, like I started that podcast, but he gets too like sciencey. I'm like, yeah, I can't follow this. Like, it gets too much. Like, I got the gist of it, and then I seen the clips, and I was like, all right.
Yeah, I only saw Like I said, I heard the 1x1 thing before. I want to re-listen to that because I remember listening to that the first time.
It made sense though, because it's like
yeah, it blew my mind. I'm
like in just words. Like I don't know about math. In words, it makes sense because it's like if you multiplication is an increase, like you know what I mean. So like if you times one by itself, there you can't like have the same
one.
entity.
Yeah, you can't. Stay
Yeah, like it has to increase. You know what I mean?
But anything but the thing is, anything times one is the number. That's
exactly,
what we all learned.
So like in the theory, in the words, he was like, you know what I mean, like trying to make sense. Kevin, you gotta watch it and just roast them.
You see,
I know.
One of something is just one. One of two is two. What exactly?
Watch it, bro. Like this guy is talking like I'm telling you, like that's what I'm trying to say. Like he's saying it like it's real. So if it's real, you have to apply it to real life or something to make people.
Some people are just charismatic talkers.
Confidence,
and it
professional
just
yappers.
makes you, and like that's just it goes a long way.
At work,
but he's been believing this for mad. Like he wakes up and definitely reads books and talks to smart people trying to get this into a thing. So it's like there's some kind of shit he sees.
At work, there was an event about the art of persuasion, and it was literally like the way they like promoted it. I remember reading it. It was like I didn't go to it, but there was like, ever want to learn how to talk your way out of a speeding ticket? Ever wonder how people convince people to do? And it was like, come join this workshop and learn about the art of persuasion. Like it's literally just learning the way to talk to get things to fall your way, like
to manipulate people.
Some people really have that skill down. Like it's amazing.
Honestly,
I'm sure a lot of salesmen have
really
that shit.
Scary. Yeah,
like
it's just like, what do you mean? Like I'm sorry, like I didn't mean to, but like making it not sound fake is like very.
It's confidence. It's a lot of things. It's the way they speak, but
like push on certain buttons they know you have, like they know.
Pastors are really good at that. The art of persuasion, that's a whole different conversation. Religious figures.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen that video.
Jesus wanted me to touch these little boys.
Like,
yikes.
Why do you like? Oh, that I mean, this is a little off topic, obviously, but like, if you're a pastor or anything religious, you should not be taking any more money than you need. Like this, like. You should not be a millionaire pastor. You should not be a millionaire pastor. Like your whole devotion should be God. That's it, not money.
I think that's another law that I would change. We should stop making religious places tax free.
Separation.
Separate churches.
I was gonna say separation of church and state. Yeah, that's
they need to start paying up because like there's a lot of people who become pastors or religious figures for the tax benefits and like for the wrong reasons to make money basically. And it goes into the whole "Are you religious?" talk.
The Lord was telling him to do it, though.
All right.
Cut the mic, bro. Let's like,
all right, we're gonna get to it. It's almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
Thank y'all. I appreciate every single one.
Wrap it up here. Social down below. Next week we'll be back with another topic. Yeah. Take care.
Peace.
Peace.